Now that it has been confirmed that Rodri rejected Real Madrid, at least una go rest. At least Mourinho, this one is not coming from Fabrizio Romano or it's not coming from Rodri's agent. This one is coming from Jose Mourinho himself, the manager. He said he called Rodri and Rodri told him, I know sure say I go like play for una, right? My mind in Barcelona. I'm waiting for Barcelona to put the call. Rodri tell us, say, Baba me see, I respect you a lot too. Because according to Mourinho said, he said it respect. He said, Baba me, I respect you a lot, right? You are a father, you are like a father figure to me. But I'm not sure I would like to play for a club like Real Madrid. Right, I'm patiently waiting to see whether Barcelona will come. So they use Fabrizio there. They put pressure on Barcelona. Right, they use Fabrizio there. They say Real Madrid is on the bed. Rodri has chosen Real Madrid. Rodri, Fabrizio, Fabri, I see what you do there. I saw what you did there. The agent gonna tell us, say, push it. Rodri has chosen Real Madrid. Where did he choose Real Madrid? Anyway, he walked. At the end of the day, he walked because he wanted to use Real Madrid to get the attention of Barcelona, and he walked, right? And at the end of the day, Barcelona came and he had no other choice. You know, when a club like Barcelona comes for you can't think twice. If Barcelona really wants to sign you, you can't think too much about it because you know where you're coming to. You know the kind of football you're coming to play, right? Stable football, attractive, attacking football, beautiful, well-curated football. No be gidibo. No, we are not here for gidibo. We are here for playing the football the way football should be played. Everybody watched Spain in the World Cup. Everybody enjoyed how Spain played football in the World Cup. Everybody enjoyed how Spain played football. So if you enjoy the way Spain played football at the World Cup, why will you now expect Rodri to go and play gidibo football with Mourinho? Go play gidibo. Anyways, at least that one has been cleared. Everybody go rest now. Yes, Rodri rejected Real Madrid.
Real Madrid fans, come forward. I don't know why some of you just want to be arrogant and you don't want to believe anything. You just think your team will do everything perfect. Come on. When we told you guys that Rodri rejected you, you could not believe. You think there's no player that could say no to Real Madrid? Is that what you guys think? A lot of players have said no to Real Madrid in the past, and this will not be the last. When we told you guys earlier on in the transfer window that Rodri rejected Real Madrid, but a lot of you were saying that, you use you use Real Madrid to get to Barcelona. That was not it. In fact, Mourinho himself, your coach, have come out to spill the beans. So what are you guys going to say now? Are you going to say Mourinho is also lying? Fabrizio said these things several times, that the agent came out to say Real Madrid threw a bid. They gave Rodri an offer, and they've also did some communications before then. But Rodri decided to choose Barcelona. So what were you guys thinking about? I don't know. Some of these Real Madrid content creators, I don't even know exactly who they are supporting. They just want to play down the fact that this guy rejected Real Madrid. They want it to seem like no, he didn't reject Real Madrid. He just used Real Madrid to get to you guys. No, that is not exactly what happened. In fact, Mourinho came out last night during his presentation with Encharito. Then he said this. He said, I spoke with Rodri twice. The club made him a very important offer. And in fact, this offer was very similar to Real Madrid's offer. But the player chose football than arrogance. Alright, moving on. He said, Rodri had doubts. And because of those doubts, I started having doubts myself. A club like Real Madrid cannot sign players who hesitate to join. But Rodri is an exceptional player and was respectful to us. And I wish him luck, but not too much. A win for Barca, wins happens on the pitch with points and titles. I agree with Mourinho. He said the win is done on the pitch, of course, but we all know how painful it is to Real Madrid for Barcelona getting this player. We all know. I respect that. But he said that he himself spoke to Rodri several times, or twice. He spoke to him twice, but he knew that this guy was guessing. He was not very convincing. He had doubts. That means this guy never wanted to join you guys. You guys just make that move because people at the club, the fans wanted Real Madrid to make the move. Florentino himself did not want to make the move initially. The whole world knows that. But due to the pressure of Real Madrid fans and the people at the club, he finally said, okay, just go for him. But this guy never wanted to play for Real Madrid. Even those videos that circulated one time where people say Rodri was threatening for Real Madrid, Rodri never said, I want to play for Real Madrid. That's what people do. people, I don't know, people just go away with several agenda because Rodri just said you cannot turn down clubs like this. It's different from I would play or I want to play for them. You cannot turn them down doesn't mean you must play for them. That is not the same. It is not the same. Rodri never said I want to play for Real Madrid or I would like to play for Real Madrid. It was just like playing for Real Madrid has nothing to do with Atletico. Because I played for Atletico Madrid doesn't mean I cannot play for Real Madrid. That was the statement. And even during the talk with Mourinho himself said it, that he knew that this guy had a doubt. This was before Barcelona was in the picture. That means Rodri already knows where he's going to. He knows where his style lies. And Rodri himself said it when he landed at Barcelona. He said, I already know where I'm going to. I already know that Barcelona was my destination. And I also made it clear to everybody involved in the bid. What are we talking about? Why can't people just read and just think? Like, this guy already know. He said it. I already let them know. Then Mourinho confirmed it, that he had doubts. We don't tire for this Real Madrid fan. How well are we going to keep educating you guys before you listen? No matter what we say, you guys will not hear. Anyways, Mourinho is the answer for you guys. Alright, let me know what you guys think in the comment section, guys. It's Kabasa.
Hello my listeners, yesterday was Mourinho's presentation with Florentino Perez. A wonderful presentation, Mourinho coming back home. But that's not the most interesting thing that happened yesterday, because yesterday, after that presentation, he had an exclusive interview with El Chiringuito TV. Yes, and that interview was juicy. This guy said a whole lot of things. You know Mourinho, when he wants to talk, he talks. He said a lot of things, but I'm going to cover out only a few things that interested me in that interview, and I know it's going to interest you. The first thing that he spoke about was Vinicius. He spoke about Rodri. He spoke about the Negreira case. He spoke about Real Madrid signings and the team. And finally, he spoke about Jude and Mbappe. Let's go. So we're going to start with what Mourinho said about Vinicius. At least one of the first things he said about Vinicius, because he was asked about Vinicius being whistled in the friendly games that they've played. Vinicius was whistled in 2 friendly games. The first game against Deportivo. Vinicius has never played against Deportivo. So why whistle him? It doesn't make sense. He was also whistled in the game against Schalke, the last preseason game that we played. And Mourinho was asked, is Vinicius protected? He said no, they don't respect him. Why whistle one of the best players in the world from his first touch when he has done nothing to you? It doesn't make sense. Why whistle Vinicius? Because this guy has nothing against these 2 clubs that whistled him. It doesn't make any sense. Why whistle him if not that you disrespect him? Watching him play is a privilege, yes. Watching Vinicius play is a privilege. It doesn't make any sense whistling Vinicius. And then Mourinho was further asked about the incident that happened last season. Remember the incident where he was racially abused in the Benfica game in the UCL, where that guy covered his shirt. I cannot remember his name. But he was racially insulted and Mourinho was trying to defend his player and all of that. He was asked about it, that now that he's playing with Vinicius, how does he see it? And this is what Mourinho had to say. He said, Vinicius is a lover of Real Madrid. Vinicius knows which side I am on now. He can look at me and count on me. The people and the referees must learn to behave with Vinicius. So all of those racial insults that they give Vinicius, the disrespect, he's going to stand for Vinicius. He's going to fight for Vinicius, because that's the kind of man Mourinho is. Now Vinicius is his player, so he will not take any nonsense from anybody trying to disrespect one of his best players and one of the best players in the world. Let's move on. And then finally on Vinicius, he was also asked about Vinicius almost going to Arsenal. He told Vinicius that, where the heck are you going to? Real Madrid is the best club. The moment you leave this club, you are going to know what Real Madrid is. That is what he told Vinicius. Real Madrid is the greatest club in this planet. If you leave this club and go to another club, that's when you're going to understand the club you left. That's all he told Vinicius, and that was enough for Vinicius to understand that he cannot go anywhere. And that's why at some point Vinicius told his agents that renew that contract fast, conclude everything. I don't want to hear anything again. That is what I expected from Mourinho. I knew he was going to convince Vinicius not to leave and go anywhere. Anyway, let's move on to other things. Sorry, I know that this video is long. It's going to be a long one, but this is where things are getting juicy, because he was asked about Real Madrid signings. He asked, do you need more signings? Mourinho said, no, I like this squad. We have solutions, quality and players. I also believe I can improve players. We're already seeing players that are already improving. And I told you guys, there's a high chance Real Madrid will not sign any other player. That this squad, this is what we're going to use to enter the next season. We have 5 center backs. We have 4 full backs. we have like 6 midfielders. As for the forwards, they are scattered everywhere. Who do you want that to sign again? Who do you want that to bring to this squad? We have all the profile of midfielders we need. We have people who can pass the ball. We have creative midfielders. We have deep line playmakers. We have defensive midfielders. Come on, what do you want, Real Madrid fans? Come on. Mourinho is here and you can already see the changes. This guy is making me excited for this season. I cannot wait. I don't care what anybody says. Let's move on. Then Mourinho was asked about Rodri. We all know that Florentino Perez did not want to sign Rodri. No matter what, this Papa P did not want to sign Rodri. But either ways, Mourinho spoke with Rodri, and this is how it went. Mourinho said he spoke with Rodri a couple of times, 2 occasions, separate occasions, and he discovered that Rodri had doubts. He was thinking twice about coming to Real Madrid. He said Rodri is an exceptional player, but Real Madrid is on a different dimension. So you have to understand, at this point, Mourinho himself doubted that, you know what, if you are doubting to come to Real Madrid, then I don't think you're my player. So Florentino Perez and Mourinho at that point were on the same wavelength. None of them wanted Rodri. So there was no way we were going to cough up 60 million or even 70 million to sign Rodri. Because from the beginning, Florentino Perez did not want Rodri, and that was final. There was nothing anybody could do. No matter how the fans clamored for Rodri, Florentino Perez and Mourinho had checked out. So it was a done deal long time ago. Rodri was never coming to Real Madrid. So his only choice was to then, I say his dream was to join Barcelona. Using Real Madrid to join Barcelona. That's the narrative we see online now. We're just going to accept it and take it. Because that is how people have decided it's going to be. Let's move on. Also, Mourinho was asked about Jude and Mbappe's World Cup performances. Now, what do you think about them? He said that these 2 players are exceptionally talented players. They raise the level of any team they are in. And we're lucky to have them at Real Madrid, both of them at the same time, and that is going to be a joy to work with them. He sees them every day in training and it's a joy to watch. He said Jude especially had a fantastic World Cup tournament. Then Mbappe made history in this tournament and coming out as the top goal scorer of all time in the World Cup. That's an achievement that many players can only dream of. And he showered these 2 players with a lot of praises. I cannot say everything he said, but that is a summary of what he said about these 2 players. So I want to see what he's going to bring out from these 2 players within this season. And I hope they can finally have chemistry between Mbappe and Jude. Because these 2 players click. Huh? Come on. I don't need to say anything. Let's move on. And finally, he was asked about Negreira case. He said during his time at Real Madrid, he could smell something was going wrong because he could not understand some of the calls that were happening. That is all he said. I don't want to dig too much in that Negreira case because that is a very, very big corruption case. And if this case is true, it will be the greatest scandal in football history. So this type of things, I don't like to really talk about them. All Mourinho said is that he smelled something fishy, that something wasn't right during his time at Real Madrid. Anyway, that's all I have for you in this video. Tell me what you think in the comment section. I'll be seeing you on the next video for proper Real Madrid updates. Peace!